Howdy folks, Tetsu here, down in the lower tiers, where the power is low, but the battles are fierce. And today we're moving on to Game 3 of Match 7 between Cdijk21 and Dracul Mihawk, whose name is still really fun to say. In Game 1, after a grueling back and forth, CD managed to cloud a win, in spite of being afflicted by paralysis. RNG can be a fickle mistress. In Game 2, Dracul managed to come out on top, if only barely, with slightly above 10% chance between CD and total victory. Either way, we're moving on to the final battle. This is it. This is for all the marbles for this match. Obviously, we've still got quite a few matches to cover before we're even done with round 1, but this has been quite the exciting set of matches. Battles. You know what I mean. Regardless, let's move on. After all, the only way we're going to get through this is if we click play. Charmeleon coming out for Dracul and Tentacool for CD. Alright. I've talked about this matchup quite a bit actually so far. Alright, so we know the drill. Charmeleon can 2-hit KO Tentacool. Tentacool can either wrap, which is just going to get it hit, unless Dracul switches, or it can go for H-Pump, which, despite the fact that it can miss, is, at least to me, the better option. But let us continue. Okay, there is going to be a switch, and in comes the Hydro Pump. Alright, very good move. This does lead to Tentacool actually being slightly hurt to 74%, and with Shelter coming out, and it's going to be wrapped, which, not really surprising, really. Shelter is not exactly fast, so it doesn't really threaten too much in that. Whoa, hold up. What? Okay, I'm slightly confused. What was this a misclick? Okay. So Shelter comes in, wrap 1 turn, wrap 2 turns, and then Tentacool switches out into Charmeleon. Okay, so this was not a trap switch, because immediately when Charmeleon comes in, it gets hit by Clamp. That means that Dracul switched Charmeleon in. Why? Okay, let's take a back seat here and try to think what Dracul could have been thinking at this moment. Well, Shelter was getting bullied by Wrap, so did Dracul maybe think that Shelter was going to be switched out? I mean, that's a possibility, but even then, if that was the case, why risk it? You had trapping going. So, like I said, the only thing I can think of is that either they expected a switch, and which, if that's the case, they obviously were a bit off the mark. The other thing that comes to mind is that Dracul still thought that wrap was in effect, which admittedly I have done once or twice before, because the way it is on Pokemon Showdown, none of your moves are clickable outside of wrap until wrap stops, and only you really know when that happens. But, I mean, if you're not really paying attention, you can miss that. Like I said, I've done it myself. So, those are the only things that really come to mind. But now Charmeleon is getting clamped. Is there going to be a switch? Is that in KO range? Okay, Charmeleon tried going for a Fire Spin. That failed. Surf, and Charmeleon goes down. Oh, that's bad. Voltorb comes in, and we're gonna... Yeah, okay, there is a switch to a Rhyhorn. It's either that or Ivysaur. Those are really Voltorb's best checks. Now, granted, Rhyhorn completely walls Voltorb. Ivysaur just resists, but Rhyhorn is completely and utterly dominant over Voltorb, and that sounds kind of dirty. Let's move on. Alright, Voltorb is going to switch out into Ivysaur, and it's going to be hit by a Body Slam. Going for the paralysis on the switch in, because, I mean, there's no reason for Voltorb to actually stay in. So this, actually a very good play. Very good play. But why not Earthquake? The thing that comes to mind is Dracul could have had a Golbat, which is actually fairly common, which would have done no damage. You could have gone for Rock Slide, which is stab, but the thing that comes to mind is that while Paralysis doesn't do nearly as much as Rock Slide would, that Paralysis chance is kind of hard to ignore. It really is. And I mean, you're definitely not switching a Meowth into this, so yeah, alright. Pretty safe, spammable move there. Okay, Charmeleon does come out, and it gets put to sleep. Okay. Okay, immediate switch. Here comes Tentacle, and the switch with Dracul for the Tentacle, and now we're going into a rap battle. Now, we've seen this before, and there are two possibilities. One is going to be a rap switch, which Dracul... I'm really debating about that earlier switch to Charmeleon, but regardless, either Tentacle can switch to something else that's faster than Tentacle, which would be Voltorb in this case, or what seems to be the case here is just a lot of chip damage. After enough chip, Tentacle will honestly be pretty easy to take out. I mean, if you get it low enough, Meowth can actually take it out with a single slash, which is certainly advantageous, especially since it's faster. In comes Shelter, and it's just, again, going to be bullied at this point. Oh, but Beedrill coming out, alright. Wait, what's it going to do? Okay, there comes the Shelter. Oh, and Mega Drain. Wait, hold on. Mega Drain on the Shelter? Let me check something up. Sorry, folks, that was a bit weird. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're gonna go. Just getting the battle calc out. I misspelled that horribly. How can you misspell Shelter? Because I am me. Now that is, it was 88%, right? Yeah, 88. Mega Drain. Yeah, I was kind of confused about that. Okay, so with 88% health, Mega Drain is only a guaranteed 4-hit KO. Now against Rhyhorn, that's obviously a lot more, because I mean it's quadruple weak. But I mean, even still, I mean, what are you switching? Why are you switching Rhyhorn into Beedrill? Because there's not really much else that Beedrill can use against Shelter. Maybe Twin Needle, maybe to try to get the poison. But Okay. Shelter would have honestly been a lot better, would have been a better idea. I mean, you could try clamping, for sure. And, I mean, Surf, actually, how much does Surf do to, Beedrill? Let me make sure. It actually does quite a bit. Well, it's a 57.8% chance to a 3-hit KO. That's still quite a bit of damage. I mean, even if it's not the, even if it's not the Shelter, I don't know. I feel a little bit weird about that play. Switching a Rhyhorn into Mega Drain just seems, a possible Mega Drain just seems so risky. But at any rate, Rhyhorn does come in and gets Mega Drained, which is a 3-hit KO, by the way. Just to point that out. Ivysaur comes out, and in comes Rock Slide. Now, Rock Slide, if I remember correctly, does a good chunk. Like, it's basically a guaranteed 2-hit KO. But obviously, if it's a crit, it's a one-shot. So, I mean, there is that. Now, that was a good switch out by Dracul, I'm not going to lie. Because, I mean, even then, again, Mega Drain's only a 3-hit KO. Yeah, okay. Let's continue to play. Okay, so basically the idea is Rhyhorn was Mega Drained once. You can Mega Drain again and pray for not the crit. I do like the fact that Dracul switched. So you can have your Beedrill to be healthy because, I mean, Beedrill is a sweeper. I mean, any amount of damage on the thing is just setting it up to be revenge killed. So there is that. I'm definitely not knocking that decision. I'm just kind of curious. Ultimately, it's just the fact that Rhyhorn went in. Now, because it's a 3-hit KO, you could say that maybe that was the reason. Unless it crits, you're gonna guaranteed 3-hit KO. So Rhyhorn is going to get a ton of damage off if it hits. And I mean, maybe the whole point was just to scare Beedrill out. Maybe that was the play. I mean, it did work if that was the case. Razor Leaf coming in, doing a little bit of chip damage. We're going for the Sleep Powder. Not a bad move, and Body Slam and Paralysis. Okay, so Ivysaur is not in the worst position at this point. It's paralyzed. Okay, this is just going to continue to chip. I'm assuming that Dracul wants Ivysaur to get put to sleep. This will prevent any more sleep shenanigans. And here comes Meowth. Body Slam coming in, but that's actually not the worst thing because Meowth can't be paralyzed and Ivysaur doesn't actually do that much in the way of attack damage. I mean, outside of Bing Stab, it just doesn't have that great of an attack stat. Switching in Ivysaur into Shelter after switching Meowth. So I'm assuming that Dracul's just going to sack it. if Shelter can actually hit it. Okay, Ivysaur is going down. So I'm assuming either Tentacool or Voltorb's coming in. Okay, Tentacle's coming in, and I'm going to wrap. No, crit Hydro Pump. And the miss a clamp. Okay, Shelter is going to... Yeah, CD's just going to sack it. Alright, from there... The only thing I can see is Tentacool coming out at this point. Try to get some wrap damage. Because... 74%. Okay. So my thought process is, what about Meowth? Blank slate. Let's give it slash. And let's get over here. If I can actually spell the name right. Okay. 70. Sorry, folks. Okay, yeah, that goes down. Tentacle comes in. 74%. Okay. Let's take that down. 74. And slash. Okay, so slash actually would not be strong enough. It only goes to 68.9%. So, I mean, good call on that one, honestly. I can only think that Tentacle would really be the play here. Because, I mean, obviously Rhyhorn's definitely not a good mon here, and Charmeleon's asleep, so that really wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, am I missing something here? Why Charmeleon? Why? I mean, it's asleep. Why not bring in Tentacle? I mean, maybe CD just sees it as kind of dead weight, but I mean, if that's the case, then wouldn't it be better to have it as a sack for later, just in case you need it? Hydro Pump's coming out, and it goes down. I mean, a pure one hit KO. There's no way. And Tentacle comes out. Okay. I'm very confused. I'm very confused at this point. That seems like such a waste. I mean, okay, so the wrap damage is gonna build up. Tentacle is hitting its wraps. Luckily, it's winning the speed tie at this point. And I mean, at this point, yeah, slash will be able to take Dracul's Tentacle down. No problem with that. But the same, obviously, can be said for Dracul's Meowth. It's just a continued barrage. I am really, really confused of why. Okay, so while this is going on, I'm trying to think here. What could Charmeleon do? You could use it as a sack. Like I said before, like if you really needed to have something switch in, like to take an attack. I mean, there is that. No issue there. I don't know. It just seems a little bit of a waste, honestly. If I want to be honest, it just really seems like a waste. But, yeah. Okay, so CD's Tentacle does go down. Are we going to see Meowth? Yes. And Tentacle is going to be sacked? Yes. Alright. From here, Voltorb? Voltorb does come out. And Rhyhorn. Yeah, okay. Pretty predictable in that case. Thunderwave coming out. And Beedrill is going to make its appearance. And Rhyhorn goes for the substitute. I mean, it does give it a free hit. It does give it a free hit. Just on the off chance that Rock Slide misses. There is that, obviously. Mega Drain, and then Rock Slide does come down at 21%. But Rhyhorn is within Oko range. It's been 2 Mega Drains. Well, it's been 1 Mega Drain and substitute damage. So, yeah, that. I'm pretty sure that is a guaranteed Oko. Meowth is coming out. Are we going to be seeing... Okay, Mega Drain hits. Gets a little bit of health back. And I'm going to assume Voltorb comes in. Yes. Voltorb comes in. And then double to the Beetle? Whoa, hold it. Whoa. Why? Gosh dang it. Okay, it's like, what, the second time I'm having... Okay. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm very, very confused about this play. Okay, so let me check something right quick. Resume. Meowth's at 88%. I've already got this here, so let's click 88 right here and Voltorb. Blank set. Let's go with Thunder. That's Thunder, not Thunder. Okay, Thunder. Voltorb is... Okay, yeah, it does get damaged. Alright. Okay, it says here that Thunder is only a 62 point... Like, the highest it can go on the high roll is 62.8%. And Meowth's at 88 health. Okay. So let's back up and let's try to think of the reason Dracul did this. Because I really think this was a mistake. Like a really massive mistake. Rhyhorn does come out, right? Yeah. Rhyhorn comes out. And this is where my confusion comes from. There is no advantage whatsoever for CD to keep Meowth out. Like, none. Even if CD was thinking that they were going to use Thunder, which, to be fair, I don't think was a good move either. Like, even if it was Thunder Wave, there was literally no reason for CD to have Meowth out. None. Because even if Thunder hit, it doesn't take Meowth out. It does obviously put its health down. So it may be highly damaged, don't get me wrong on that. But okay. So Voltorb is completely walled by Rhyhorn. Meowth, again, there's no advantage for it being out with Voltorb out in the area. Because Voltorb is faster, it has Thunder Wave. If Meowth gets Thunder Waved, then it's good as done. Because Dracul would have 2 Pokemon left. And that's on the off chance that if Meowth got paralyzed and it didn't actually get paralyzed, like it had the affliction, but it actually didn't impair it. So There's literally no reason for CD to have Meowth out. There is literally no reason. So, Rhyhorn coming out is something you probably should have expected. Now, with that in case, that's why I mentioned the Beedrill switch just a second ago. Because I honestly didn't think that Voltorb was going to attack. If I want to be honest. I really expected Beedrill to come out because it can OHKO Beedrill from here. I'm fairly certain. Let me just be sure. Blank Slate. And Rhyhorn. Blank Slate. Let's go for Mega Drain. And you are at 26%. And you are at 32. Yeah, that's a guaranteed KO. Like low end is 38.2% and high is 45.1. So Beedrill would have taken out Rhyhorn. Okay. So let's go from the other end. Okay, so we are of the opinion, from Dracul's opinion, that Meowth is going to stay in. So you do at most 62% damage, or 68, whatever it was. But Meowth is still, active. Barring the fact that, again, Meowth had no reason to stay in with Voltorb, not with Rhyhorn being in the back. At least as far as I'm concerned. Voltorb would have done damage. I mean, Voltorb would have gone down had Thunder, for whatever percentage, didn't paralyze. Meowth would have gone down. Dracul's Meowth could have been switched in, because there's no way Beedrill is outpacing Meowth, so he'd have to do his. So with that said, let me take a look at Meowth versus Meowth. Alright. 68%. That looks about right. Okay. So you're at 67%. Let's give this Meowth Slash, because that's obviously what it's going to pick. It's its best stab move. So this would be according to this, wait. No. Hold on. No. There we go. Oh. It changed the move as soon as I did that. Alright. Okay, so alright, so from what I'm saying, Meowth, if it won the speed, it would have to win the speed tie, because there is a 7.9% chance to OHKO Dracul's Meowth with CD to win against Meowth. I mean, it's not a big chance, but that's still risky. But even then, there's literally no reason for Voltorb to be out. Like, it should have been switched. Let's see what happens. I'm really curious. Thunder goes down. Rhyhorn is immune, and Rhyhorn's just going to attack. Yeah, Beedrill goes down. Okay, so not a complete loss. Dracul still has their Meowth, who no doubt has Bubble Beam. Be very surprising if it didn't have it. But you still okay. Why did you keep Voltorb in? I mean, at this point, I'm actually wanting to see if I can get in a conversation. What did I do? Okay. Beedrill gets taken out. Meowth comes out. Was Dracul thinking that I can only assume that Dracul was thinking that Rhyhorn, that CD would want to preserve Rhyhorn, which, considering that they've used Rhyhorn a couple of times to battle against Voltorb, I suppose is kind of reasonable. But even then, okay, Voltorb goes down. Meowth is the only one left at 67% health. Bubble Beam. And now Dracul not only has to win the speed tie, but they gotta do it twice. Yeah. Two hit KO. Wait. Play? It goes down. Why? Why Thunderbolt? Was it a misclick? I feel like I'm being mean, but I'm not. I'm literally confused at what I'm looking at. I mean, Slash would have been a 2-hit KO. Right? Okay. Let me be 100% certain so I don't make a complete ass out of myself. Let me be 100% certain. So this is 88%. Let's bring the calculator over here. We got Slash. Yeah, that's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Yes, Dracul's going to have to rely on winning the speed tie at least once in this case. Like, I can only assume that either this was a misclick or Dracul valued the chance at paralysis. %63%. Let me put that down. Slash. Okay, a 59% chance to Oko from there. So that's definitely not a small chance. Definitely not a small chance. So if Meowth would have I can kind of see where that was going. Thunderbolt basically it doesn't guarantee it. It's still a little over 50%, but it's a high chance still. And if he would have gotten the paralysis, he would have guaranteed to be faster. I think that's a pretty big risk, admittedly. I'm kind of wondering, like it's a 50-50 shot of who get. Hey, you want to go outside? You want to go out in the hallway? Sorry, folks. Hold on. Okay. I swear it won't be too much longer. I mean... Like, I want to say that I have the gift of hindsight here at this point. But part of me just really wants to talk to Dracul and try to see what they were thinking at this point, because like I said, I'm very confused. I am highly confused. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But it really don't seem like it, and I'm really, really confused. And again, I don't want to sound mean. Okay. So, Dracul loses a speed type. Alright. I'm not really too sure what to say at this point that I already haven't said, and I've taken up a good chunk of time rambling. Okay, so one of the things that comes to mind is admittedly just right here, like the fact that it wasn't doubled up at all. Like, switching into Voltorb, again, the fact that Voltorb attacked at all is surprising, because it just makes no sense to me. But, because there's literally no reason for Meowth to stay in. Like, again, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Another thing that kind of confuses me is, admittedly, both players' Charmeleon moves. Because Dracul did it earlier against Shellder, that switched into Shellder. Were they anticipating a switch? Like, that's the only thing that comes to mind, is that they were anticipating a possible switch to something. But they just got unlucky with a bad prediction, and they paid for it. But why stay in is a good question. That's a very good question. Let me check something right quick. Okay, so Charmeleon is active. Okay, So Charmeleon gets switched in. It's going to be hit by Clamp. It takes 2 turns of Clamp. 2 turns. So my question is, why not switch to Ivysaur? I mean, it's resistant to it. Now again, hindsight, we know what CD's team is, so... Now, Charmeleon did use Fire Spin, but it just missed, so, I mean... I don't want to ramble on too much, because I think I've done way too much. I mean, 40 freaking minutes, okay. Either way, admittedly, both players have played very well over the 3 games that we've seen of them. Cdijk21 is going to be moving further along in the winners bracket, while Dracul Mihawk is on their first elimination, and they are going to be heading down into the losers bracket. We are going to be checking on the losers bracket, and obviously I'm going to be archiving the battles there after the first round of the winners bracket. Let's see. Is there anything I should say in closing? I mean, if nothing else, this game just really just kind of puts the point home that decisions in this metagame are highly crucial, because one bad decision can make or break your battle, your chance at victory, for sure. I mean, I've seen similar things in OU, but definitely not to this extent. Yeah, that's really about it. Cool to see Shelter, nothing else. And Beedrill as well. With all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is gonna be definitely longer than the ones I've done before. I am kind of at a crossroads here of whether or not I should go back to the first few matches and just redo them, much like I technically have done these, so that they're far more thorough and they have a better style, and obviously to put the intro and outro for that. Either way, if you guys are enjoying these videos, if you want to get in on 7U, if you want to participate in the next tournament, which I'd be very surprised if there wasn't one. I mean, there were 80-something signups for this? 81, 87, something. I mean, pretty big, pretty good for such a low tier. If you want to get on the action, if you want to learn the meta, if you want to do the things, if you want to meet new people, come to the Smogon RBY Discord. There will be a link in the description down below. Until next time, we'll be moving on to match 8. I do not know who's battling in that, but we'll find out next time. Until then, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Until then, until next time, take care. Bye!